Hi guys, it's Chrono Ducky here, and this is my first video, so we'll see how it goes. So today I'm making a reed farm, or sugarcane farm, and it's part of a cake factory. So for this you're going to need a building block. I use sandstone, and you're going to need reeds, pistons, repeaters, redstone, pressure plates, and some water. So let me get that out right now. And I'm going to be making a bunch of components to the cake factory, like eggs and wheat, so watch out for those videos later. Alright? Okay, almost done here. Just need some water, and now we're good. Alright, so now you're going to need to dig out a 3 by 14 area of sand, and you're just going to need to put the sandstone on. So now I'm going to start lining it with sandstone. Alright. Okay, so now after you're done putting the sandstone in place, or whatever block you used, you line all the edges with sand so you can put the reeds down. Then once you're done with that, you build a wall, one up from the sand, and you place pistons on top of that wall, so that's what pushes out the reeds into the water stream, which will come later. Okay. Alright, so now, once you've placed your pistons, you're going to want to put some water. Oh, no, not there. You're going to want to put some water under the wall that you made to place the pistons on. So, you're going to want to make it the water right next to the sand. So, let's go and... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So as I said before, this is my first commentary, so if you have any tips or whatever, anything to help me out, that'd be great. So yeah. So obviously now I'm planting the reeds, so I can obviously harvest them. Okay. So also I'm thinking about doing an LP world, like survival let's play. If you want to see that, comment. Yeah. Okay, so I'm almost done here. Just gotta place one more water source over here. Doing this not so efficiently, but you know, whatever. Alright, just planting some reeds, and so now we're gonna put a block right behind the piston. So we can put repeaters there, and that's what is going to be our power source for the pistons. Alright. Oh, okay, just realized that some mobs were spawning, so that's why I switched it to peaceful. Didn't want slimes messing up our project. So I'm putting blocks behind the repeaters to put redstone, which is going to be connected to the power source, which will eventually be a pressure plate. Oh. Alright, so now redstone comes in. This is a little resource intensive, so you might want to do this when you're at the end of the game, kind of like looking for stuff to do. You're not going to want to do this right when you start your single player world. This is a little bit more advanced. Well, not advanced, but like resource intensive, I guess. And now I'm just covering the pistons, and I'm going to make the reeds stop at 2 blocks high, so they don't, the pistons don't push them, and most of the reeds don't fall right back, or not fall into the water. So now placing the water, and it should end right there, and it does. And so the reeds are going to grow, and the pistons are going to push them out right into that water stream. And over to you. And right here I'm covering the corners, because sometimes the reeds will pop out there in the corners for some reason. I think it has to do with the pistons. And right here I'm covering them again, because we don't want them to go too high. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, so now we put the hoppers here to collect the reeds and transport them to us in the end. So you can connect it to a chest or just leave it as a hopper if you want. And I'm just checking over to see what I did here, because this was my, I guess, prototype of what I was supposed to be making. So yeah. Now you just build a little pathway for the pressure plate. And you can obviously make this look better. I'm just kind of trying to do this fast, so it doesn't bore you guys too much. I don't know, I think this is a pretty helpful way to get reeds. I think it's pretty efficient. So now I'm just connecting the pressure plate to the pistons. And you have to have that repeater there, or the current won't travel all the way to the end of the circuit. So now I step on it, and they all push out. And so it's going to push the reeds, obviously, right into the water. You can hide this a little bit by just putting some walls right there. I mean, it's pretty easy to make. And then I put a chest right here so I can collect the reeds that fall through the hoppers. So now, technically, you could be done, but I'm gonna add a little timer so that this can go kind of automatic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a timer for 5 minutes. And if you don't already know, items despawn after 5 minutes, so that means they go away. If you put an item on a pressure plate, then it will power the pressure plate, and if it's off, it'll not power it. So what I'm going to do is make a dropper, place an item on a pressure plate, and when it despawns, it'll create a pulse that pushes the pistons out, and also put a new block there. So I think this is pretty cool. I was just messing around and I found out that I could do this. And I'm not like a redstone genius or anything like that, so you probably already know this, but for those of you who don't, just showing you because I thought it was a really helpful thing to know how to do. So now, as you can see, the torch will turn off when when an item is placed, or when an item is placed in there and turned back on when it's taken out. So see, as now it's powering the it's gonna power the circuit, but we can make it so, oops, I meant to put a torch there, so it inverts the circuit. So then when the item will get taken off, it'll actually depower that for a second, or power it for a second, and then unpower it. So we'll see that in action right here soon. Let me just, okay, it's working fine. Alright. So, yeah, so now the block is there. And when it gets taken out, it'll just pulse the circuit. So now I'm just putting sugar canes here just to show you that it works. Most of the, not all the sugar canes get pushed out, but most of them do. So I mean, it's not the most efficient farm. Like, if you have a more efficient farm, video, message me or put it in the comments or something. Yeah, I'd like to see a more efficient one too. That might be kind of cool, actually. Okay, so now I have all the reeds in place, and when I step on this pressure plate, boom. See, most of the reeds come out. It's kind of glitchy for some reason. I think the pistons don't really push the reeds all the way out for some reason. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that, but, you know, we'll try and make it better maybe later. I mean, this is pretty good for starters. So we got 15 reeds from that, and I guess that's pretty good. It's not, like, amazing or anything. Like, there are bigger ones, but it's good. So now I'm just checking, making sure everything was the same. I think it is for the most part. I modified this one a little bit just to put the reeds on the ground. I thought it looked a little bit nicer. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, rate, you know, do whatever you feel like you want to do. Alright, thank you, and bye-bye.